What's going on, everybody? Matt Malatesta, VYPE Media here, Coach's Corner. We are heading to St. Pius X. Of course, Coach Shaun Stevens, Coach, you know, uh, tough loss this week, had a home game. Just talk about, just give me the recap of the game. What did you think? And again, what are some of the good things that you took out of it?
Man, our team's getting better and better every week. We just got to finish. I know that was like the motto at the end of the game, just finish. Um, Playing St. Michael's, and St. Michael's is now 5-1, so solid football team. We're up, we're winning. We allowed the game to slip away. Good things that I saw in the game was the quarterback play has improved each week. Noah threw for like 340 yards, 2 touchdowns, so that's growth, a lot of growth. The young man Amir had 200 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. The kids keep getting better and better. Cooper had 100 yards receiving. Defensively, Meekins, inside linebacker, played very well, along with Marcos. Marcos had 11 tackles. So, I mean, there's a lot of growth. Like, we're getting better and better every week. Just not showing up on the scoreboard yet, or in the dub category. But the kids are getting better. The punter, Bryce, did a great job. Bobby, this is one of Bobby's best games. One of our defensive backs. Who else? And D line wise, CJ had a better game this game, and Gooseman had a really, really good game. Another one of our defensive linemen. The punter, I think we changed the punters. These last 2 games, we've had a young man punting for his last 2 games, and he's been awesome. As you work all 3 phases, man, he's been able to flip the field for us. So the kids are getting improving each week. So I don't have there's not a big issue with are we growing and improving. It's more so finishing.
Yeah, and that's hard to do. You got to try and flip the culture there. And the other thing is your battle is depth because every week we talk about some of the same guys. How do teams develop depth?
Well, with your younger program. So, we do have a JV program, and so there's a rule where you get to 6 quarters. And so allowing those kids to get more reps is one of the biggest things of developing quality depth. So we do have some kids that'll play 2 quarters of JV, then they'll come up and play some varsity. One of our biggest things is being like I keep talking about everybody like being young in playing experience, young in varsity experience. So the only way you improve in depth or getting better is reps. So making sure those kids get more and more reps at practice, more and more reps in the JV or the younger games, and to allow them to improve for varsity.
You talk a lot about your staff and you give them a lot of credit. Just talk about some of your guys on staff that have really, done a tremendous job for you as you start this first year program.
Man, I got a lot of guys. Some guys that came back from the previous staff, and then some guys that also brought in. Um, Special teams wise, Coach Moreno, guy that works really, 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 really hard. Um, he's also going to be helping out these next couple of weeks on the defensive side of the ball as the interim DC. We also have as an offensive coach, our OC, Coach Hims. Coach Hims also worked with Malzone for 5 years. Great offensive mind. Also, we have Coach Cross with the running backs, who's awesome. He's a guy who very, very humble guy. He played football down here in Houston, HISD, and was like one of the top running backs in the state of Texas. Um, O-line wise, we got Coach Smith, who's one of we call him the man of wisdom, one of our older coaches. He's awesome, great technical coach, helping out with the O-line. D-line, we got Coach Allen, who has been awesome. He's a guy who came from Heights High School with me. Um, Linebackers is Coach McGinnis, who's a guy who's very, very knowledgeable in the position. And defensive back wise, we got Coach Daniels, who's been helping us out. Um, and then wide receivers, we got Coach Marcos, the coolest coach on staff. And then some of the guys that are kind of like the assistants and helping out is Coach K's been helping out. He's more of a data-driven guy, and he's helping out with the offensive line, along with Coach Smith. And then assistant on D-line is Coach Keithan. Um, yeah, so those guys have been extremely helpful, helping out. with me in my first year, and I think we talked about a lot about just working together and building a family bond as a staff, along with as working with the kids. But it's important that as your staff, y'all stay bonded and work hard together and work well together. And I feel like we've been doing that.
Talk about traveling to TMI, going out of
Yeah.
town. What's that going to be like?
Um, I I heard the kids today. I mean, we're gonna be leaving at about noon, so that makes the kids excited to get out of school super early. So the kids are like, "Coach, when are we leaving?" So we're gonna be leaving at noon. Oh man, they're like lighting up. Oh yes, man, I'm so excited because they want to get out of school a little early. Um, but it's just another week for us to get better. As we keep building and building because we got opportunity still. We're going to be going to the playoffs, right? So each week we just want to continue to chip away. This is another game for us to improve for the playoffs. So I mean, the kids are excited. TMI, they're a spread team. They defensively they run a lot of stuff. I mean, they run some four down, they run some stack. So very multiple defensively, offensively, um, primarily spread, and they want to throw the football.
What are you looking from your team this week? Like, what do you think? Hey, this could be something that a key for us to kind of put us, to help you finish.
And well, pick out. So typically, what's been happening majority of the games is we've been a second half team, and man, we play really well in the second half. Well, this last game we started off very well. So what I'm looking for this game is for us to put both of them together, like have a strong first half and then finish off in the second half. So combining all the things that we've done well in all these previous games and put it all together so that we can finish this next game.
People talk about complementary football, offense
Yeah.
helping the defense, helping the special teams. Explain to people like that's a word, but just talk about what does that really mean to a coach?
So give you an example. A lot of people don't look at special teams as if it's important, right? It is extremely important because you're going to be able to look on film and tell which team has the better defense and better offense, right? Based on personnel. So you're looking at how can I steal some extra possessions? How can I flip the field? And so special teams is huge. If you got a punter who can boot the ball, and all of a sudden now you transition the ball from being on your side of the field, you're backed up, to now you flip it. Now you're making a team have to go 90 yards, 80 yards to go score. That's hard to do. So the punt game is important. If you got a special kid back there as a returner on kickoff return or punt return, that also changes the game. Because what you're looking at offensively is where do we start the drive off? That makes a big difference on how efficient you have to be on that drive, right? If I got to go 40 yards or I got to go 70 yards, that's a big deal, right? Your kid's got to be perfect to finish that drive out, or you got to have some really big explosive plays. Um, and then we're talking about defense is all about, man, can we create turnovers? Can we stop these guys from scoring? Can we hold them to field goals? Um, so we've been preaching that a lot. And so as coaches, we've been really talking about like which phase do we got to work on the most. And each week we dedicated a lot of time to special teams to improve on that. And we did improve a lot. So now we're looking at, hey man, we did a good job with specials. Now let's do the same thing with offense and defense and put in those same amount of times to improve on each side of the ball. But man, this football is about how many of the phases can you win. And so last couple of games we've struggled with winning all three of the phases. And so that's a big result in you losing a game. So
It's the little things. You're right. It is the little things that kind of string it all together. But hey, y'all are making strides. Good luck this week. Hopping on that bus. A bus ride home with a win is nothing like it, man. It is super
all the
fun.
bus right home. Yes,
Let's
it is.
go.
Yes, it is. Yes, sir.
All,
Appreciate it.
all right. Hey, good luck this week. This is Matt with VYPE. We'll see you at the games. This is Shaun Stevens at St. Pius X, the Coach's Corner. Go Panthers.